We're live! Hey everybody! Nick Ponte from Maui, Hawaii, here by myself today. And I love it. Claudia says that she's already loving this trading. Way to build us up, Claudia. Appreciate that. Got a special live for some of you today. And I'm going to kind of hang out for a minute while more people come on. So I see that Gary said that he just started watching the Lead Factory videos a few minutes ago. Video 2, follow-up failure alone is worth the price of admission. That is awesome, Gary, because having to navigate failure by yourself, especially with this, is kind of an interesting place. And if you can gain some insight, right, from somebody that's trudged the road of failure with this for a long time, it makes things a lot easier. A lot easier. Hey, Facebook user, how's it going? Happy Sunday. Thanks for hanging out with me. Elvis, how's it going? Somebody says listen in and listen up. Yeah, I'm going to be giving some stuff away. I'm going to be giving away probably a copy of Lead Factory. I'm going to probably be giving away maybe one of the upgrades, a couple of things, maybe depending on how engaging you guys are with me, how many questions I get, how much feedback I get. I may have a little something else to throw in there to sweeten the deal. So make sure if you have any questions with Lead Factory or anything really, but I'm kind of going to give priority to the Lead Factory people today. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. We've got a great deal with Lead Factory today. Heidi says she just bought Lead Factory. Welcome, Heidi. Kristen. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Haven't chatted with you for a little bit. So she says she's consuming the training this morning, have pages of notes already. That's awesome, Kristen. You're like me. I'm like a massive note taker. Here I am, right? Take notes all the time. And while I'm at networking events or masterminds, I'm taking notes and I'm looking at Tom and he's not taking any notes. What's up with that? He's not a note taker. And then one day I heard him telling other people, well, I don't take any notes because Nick takes really good notes. I was like, what? Wow. But he's got really good recall, so I guess it's fair. Let's see here. Email template, super easy to modify for my specific niche. We'll be sending out emails tomorrow. Awesome. I'm curious, what niche are you going after? What niches are you prospecting with that you give priority to? Because that's a big piece of it, right? With Lead Factory, for those of you that don't know, it's a prospecting method through email that we've been using. 1, 2, 3 punch combination in terms of how to be successful with this, because you've got Brian, Tom, and myself kind of giving I've said this before, the trifecta of what we're all good at to share how we're doing this, right? Brian, obviously master, genius at email marketing, totally kills it in Atlanta. He's got a 7-figure agency, Media Mash. So he's running the email section of Lead Factory, right? And then you've got Tom, who is the networking master, goes to the networking events, strategy sessions, kills it at closing. And then you've got me, which is the conversions optimizer man. And I have created the landing page that you get in there, and some of the other special training that you get in there and talks in terms of services and what to sell. So with that, you have the trifecta, like I said, right? You've got 3 guys that are totally crushing it in the trenches every day with local marketing. And we've come together to align what we are doing for you. And that's what Lead Factory is all about. And so the system that we are using to be successful, because each one of us have a lot of clients, as you all know. If you've been around the Offline Sharks community for any length of time, you know that that's really what we're about, right? All of us, we all have clients. We work with clients day in and day out. It's really what we've kind of drawn, or the line that we've drawn in the sand when it comes to internet marketing and building a business, right? A digital marketing business. It's that we create products and strategy based off of real world implementation, right? We implement and then we teach. We don't just teach for the sake of teaching. So yeah, let me know what niche you're going after. I am very curious. Kristen says prizes. Yep. Give me some engagement. Give me some questions. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to give the person who is the most fun on this call a prize just because you're cool and I love you. And I'm going to ask some other questions too and be doing some other giveaways. I just pick me. John says, I haven't bought Lead Factory. How necessary are the upsells? So John, upsells are not necessary. That's a great question. One thing that, Tom, myself, and Brian, another line in the sand for us is, and let me know if you've experienced this before. Have you ever bought a product online and only to find out that you have to buy an upsell in order to be successful with whatever it is you bought? Like, how lame is that? We've all had that. The three of us have had that. We didn't ever want to do that to anybody. So we've never put out anything like that. If you've bought any of our stuff before, you know that we give you a piece of everything to be successful with the front end training, right? Like, the upgrades that we have are for those who just want a little more. They want a little more to be successful, like more speed, more ease of closing deals, closing sales. So John, it's not necessary, but if you want a little more, you want a little more shortcut, more of a shortcut to success, I guess you could call it, then that's what the OTOs are for. Somebody says that you picked up the jam-packed OTO. Thanks for putting this together. Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for showing up on the live on your Sunday and spending it with me. Ray says #live. Gary, you're the, oh, okay, Gary, you already said that. I was going to say, you're the second person that said the video 2 failure is worth the price of admission. Let's see here. Good afternoon. Manny says he is still a little fuzzy on generating leads. And I think that's okay, Manny. I think that's okay. You're in the right place. We've got a lot of people that don't have any clients. We've got people that have 1 or 2 clients. We've got people that are making 6 figures in this community. We've got people that we've seen grow from having no clients to making 6 figures. So you're in the right place, whatever level you are at. But let me know in the questions, in the comments, about what you're fuzzy about with generating leads. A big piece of it, as a lot of you know, is really just taking action, right? The more action you can take, even if it's imperfect, even if you're sending out emails to start or whatever prospecting method you're using, if you're taking action and doing something, that's better than not doing anything, because you're going to get some traction. You're going to see where you're having success, and you're going to also see where you're not doing well and failing. The quicker you get up from that failure, the faster you're going to start having success. I was telling somebody earlier today or yesterday that the more comfortable you can get in these uncomfortable situations, whether it's generating leads, closing deals, or hell, building websites, the more comfortable you can get with going through that uncomfortability, the quicker you're going to be a better, more successful entrepreneur. I see way too many people getting held back by the thought or the fear of failure, or maybe just being fuzzy on generating leads, right? Don't let that hold you back. Let's see. So many questions. You guys are crushing it with this. Does your Shark Lead app only integrate with MailJet? Good question. No, SendGrid as well. Let's see. Pricing and outsourcing. We need to locate so we can speak intelligently. Okay, Roger, that's a great question. So with Lead Factory, right, it doesn't matter what service you are selling. So if you are doing graphic design, if you are doing web design, if you're doing messenger marketing, if you're doing SEO, if you're running ads, you're doing reputation, Lead Factory pairs well with any of those, because in essence, what Lead Factory is a prospecting method, right? At the end of the day, if you don't have appointments in your calendar for prospects, then you're not closing any deals, right? One of the most important things that we talk about here is like focusing on these revenue producing activities because, and let me know if you can relate to this, happens to me all the time. I end up at my office or at the desk and I'm doing things that I feel like keep me busy, but I'm not actually getting anything done. Think Facebook, think organizing your email inbox, think those types of things, when really those aren't the things that are moving the needle, the money needle in your business, right? The things that move the money needle are talking to business owners, getting appointments set up, getting customers into your business. So, Roger, it's a good question, and having your fulfillment, whatever you are selling, having your clear idea of what you're going to do with that is good. If you go to the bottom of the members area, we have a specific section in Lead Factory that says courses, or not courses, services that we recommend. And these are the ones that, are our bread and butter. And you should look at those because, I mean, we all do really well with them. And one thing that I want to point out is that the stuff that we're doing is really scalable because, Brian, Tom, and myself, I mean, we have to have scalable services, right? Things that we can have other people help us do. That's the most important part. Like if I were here on this live right now and my clients weren't getting the fulfillment and the service that they needed while I was doing this, I wouldn't be able to do this, right? So everything that I'm doing is scalable in the sense that it is outsourceable and you can sell multiple times to many people. Somebody says, great advice, buddy. Awesome. What is a good way to find a list of small business owners? I know LinkedIn, but that seems a little limited. So that's a good question, Manny. I mean, businesses are out there, right? And we go over this in Lead Factory. You can get more leads than you could ever deal with for free online. And you can do that just with Google. We actually map out a step-by-step strategy on how you can do this. It actually brings up a great topic, Manny, and it's that everything that we show you to do in Lead Factory, we're not using paid tools. We're using free stuff. Like you don't need anything else to be successful with the prospecting, the emailing. We show you how to do it for free with everything. Claudia says Google, right? Google. I mean, it's an endless honeypot. They call it a honeypot, right? Honeypot. But yeah, we don't show you how to do anything with any paid tools. And the reason that we do that, the reason is that Brian and Tom and myself, we've been there. We've had to start our businesses from nothing. Tom and I often talk about being on less than a shoestring budget. I was at Tom's office yesterday and we were just reminiscing on the days when we had just a couple of clients, right? And we were doing whatever we could to drum up some business. And it really was important to us that whatever we do, we want to make it accessible to everybody. We don't want to, that's exactly what Lead Factory is, right? It has to be something that everybody can access. I mean, today, shoot, I didn't even do a good job of doing this. Let me create a banner for you guys really quick. Let's see. Lead Factory. I don't know if Cameron is here. Hang on, bear with me. I want to get a link to Lead Factory for you all. Oh, I do have one. Boom. Okay. So if you haven't gone to Lead Factory, you haven't checked it out yet, who here has? Who's already jumped in on Lead Factory? Who's already got their first client? Who's already started sending out some emails? I would love to see that and get an idea of where everybody's at. Or maybe you've just gone through it. Maybe you've just gone through some of the training. Maybe you've got some positive email responses. I'm chatting with our operations boss right now, Cameron, getting a link for me. Okay, Cameron, I think this link is good then. So Leanne, hey Leanne, how's it going? She just got access today. Leanne, you're gonna love it. Roger, all the way in configuring Gmail. Let's see. Claudia says no first client, but she's sending emails today. I love that, Claudia. Are you targeting a specific industry, a specific niche? Okay, Charles, that is insane. Charles jumped in last night and he has 12 appointments since this morning. Charles, you're a boss. I am going to send you a special gift, Charles, because you are an action taker. Can you, Cameron is going to reach out to you. Make sure to check your message requests. I'm also going to write your name down if you don't hear from one of us. But I'm going to send you a special gift, Charles. What do you think? I'm going to send you an Amazon gift card. I love to see when somebody jumps into something and they go all in and they take action. That is extremely important to me because I know how easy it can be to buy something and just let it sit. But when you are actually interested in something, you read about something online, you read about the sales page, you become invested in the idea of prospecting, outreach, highly targeted emails with sequences like we're doing at Lead Factory. You take action and you get some deals like that, I think you should be rewarded. So kudos to you, Charles. Excellent job. Mark Miller says he's finished the training. Pat says, give him a prize. I already did, Pat. Charles says, Brian Anderson is the reason I got into local marketing. Wow. Charles, Brian is an awesome guy. We went to Universal Studios together. Can you believe that? We went to Diagon Alley together. And we rode that train with all the little goblins through what's the bank in Harry Potter world? I forgot what it's called. Great guy though. Brian is a guy that I listen to as well. He's taught me a whole lot, and he's been doing this for longer than I have. I still learn a lot from the guy. So and for most of you that don't know Brian, Brian is who we've partnered with to create Lead Factory. So Brian generally doesn't create stuff like this. Like we literally had to get him on board with us to do this with us, to get the type of training and information that Brian has included in Lead Factory would normally cost you anywhere from, you wouldn't be able to get it for less than $500. I can tell you that. But in Lead Factory, you not only get Brian, you get Tom and myself for, they've been talking about calling it for less than the price of a pizza. I don't know. We've got some crazy pizza over here in Hawaii, but it is definitely a tremendous deal. And actually, it's going to be available for those that haven't picked it up for the next 24 hours. We close our special launch pricing Monday night. So you have a little bit of time. The most inexpensive price you're going to be able to get Lead Factory today is today, because tomorrow it's going to go up again. And then the launch pricing is going to be over, and we are going to jump to $197 because, like I said, anything that you have the three of us on, like, it's a huge value. You've already got tons of people on this live that are sharing some of their testimonials and strategy, and you can see, like, let's see, 3 top guys in the field. Hey, Don Shafis. Don, I was thinking about coming back to San Diego in a couple of weeks, just to my stopover flight from Denver, or from Nevada back home is horrible. And I was thinking about coming to visit you guys in San Diego. Still haven't booked the flight yet, so it's still on the table. If I do come, I'll let you know. Let's see. So Kristen, that's a good question. Christian says, you offered AGM training as a bonus on the redemption page. Is there a specific way to use Lead Factory in conjunction with AGM? Yeah, absolutely. Kristen, so Lead Factory with AGM, right? You have your free and premium listings set up, and just use your sequences and your emails and your targeting from Lead Factory to prospect and give those away. In fact, giving away free listings through your influencer site, you're going to have a lot of people responding to those emails because you're going to give a really high perceived value with your prospecting method, right? So totally, like I said, it's a prospecting method, huge to pair with anything like that. So there is an upgrade. Like I said, it's not required to be successful with what we're doing with Lead Factory, but there is an upgrade done for you, sales and marketing power pack with more bonus training from Brian. Some really good stuff. You don't need it, but if you want more, you can get it. And we actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but we just included we were getting a lot of comments like, hey, what can we fulfill? Like, will you give us something to fulfill? Like, we know that Lead Factory will get us more clients, but is there anything that you do that you could just recommend that is like one of the best services to fulfill? And an easy thing that we do is something, it goes like this, right? We have a awesome website theme. It takes 10 minutes to set up, and it's like really populated. You don't have to be a technical wizard. I've created this with my team, so it's drag and drop, deploys very quickly. Selling simple websites, $500 to $1,000, because they're so easy to find businesses that don't have a website, will get you clients like crazy. So we added another step to the funnel where you can get one of our best-selling courses, Website Profit Monster. Normally $197 and $47 a year. It's in there right now for $20. So if you don't have a service that you want to fulfill, in your Lead Factory members area, at the bottom of the page here, let me just pull that up real quick for you. But at the bottom of the page, you're going to be able to see the services that we recommend doing, and you can get a link to that and purchase it on that special. So let me pull that up for you right now. Let's see here. Let me switch my screens. Who here is familiar with Website Profit Monster? I know a lot of you probably are. Let's see. Boom. Okay. Looking at my screen. So this is the members area, right? This is what you get when you jump into Lead Factory. You have all of this. Look at all this. Boom, boom, boom. Modules, right? You got the intro. You got us showing you how to fill your factory with leads, how to set up your email machine. This is all gold. Seriously, this is all gold. This is all the backbone of 6- and 7-figure marketing agencies. So setting up your appointment machine. One of the genius things behind Lead Factory is the strategy session, right? Having a inbound lead, now that you've got a lead coming in, is setting up a strategy session. Because the idea behind a strategy session, and I did this all wrong. This is where I was like dropping the ball with all of my customers until I started working with Tom and seeing how he was doing these strategy sessions. By coming in and putting yourself in a position where you get to sell without selling, it changes the game. If you're not a natural born salesperson, like I'm not a natural born salesperson, I've just found ways to be successful talking about my products or services. And that's through these strategy sessions. And I wasn't able to do that until I started seeing Tom do it. Until I went with him to a strategy session, or until I heard him having one over the phone, because you don't need to do this in person. You can do this over the phone. You can do this over Zoom. So that's that right there, that strategy session thing. For those of you that ever tried to close a sale and didn't close a sale, or had somebody on the line, like a prospect that was mildly interested, this module specifically will help you to do things right. I think it's totally worth the price of the course. I mean, I would pay I can't tell you how much money I've made off of having strategy sessions that actually work, that have a purpose. Because remember, the strategy session, the whole goal behind it is to get a client, is to get paying customers. So you're not just having a strategy session to teach people how to do stuff. You're having strategy sessions to actually get paid. So that's the important part. Let me sign out my messenger here. Brian's sending me some text messages. Okay, so back on the members area here. I opened up this members area to show you this bonus module for the most profitable services to sell. Any of you that wanted to get that website profit monster or special deal, you just have to come down here and hit the website design section and you can pick it up. $20. That's, I don't know, a few 100% discount from whatever it is, normally $197 with the annual recurring. You get it for a one-time offer. Like I said, the strategy session with the appointment machine, those two things make this a no-brainer. Obviously, you get all the email templates, all the email sequences to make your prospecting and your outreach work like wildfire. Kristen asked if you have a meeting appointment software thing in your website. So, Kristen, we, as you probably know in the training, we have an appointment setting software that we recommend that you can use, and it's free. I don't have one on my website, but I do have a project manager that has it. So every time she sends the emails through the prospecting, then she gets the appointments. So I was doing all the appointments myself, but then I brought somebody on to help me do the appointments, which makes it even easier, right? And remember what I said about scalability, right? Like you have to have something that you can use to scale with. Timothy says, can you show the link again? Sure, Timothy. Look at that gorilla. That's funny. Let me pull up some of these questions here. So that's the members area. I'm going to pull my screen back. And let's see. Leanne says, I want to use these emails to get prospects for my postcard mailing. Will that work for that? Yeah, Leanne. So we actually have a general email in there. So it doesn't matter what you're trying to prospect or to who. You can take that general one and you can edit that to whatever you're doing. So that will work for that. Absolutely. And if I'm not sure which postcard mailing you're doing because we have a few, but if you're doing what I think you're doing, which is the movers, that's the recent one, the new movers, you can take that one and totally edit it to target new movers and people that will be on your card to target new movers. So that's easily doable. Elvis says, hey, Nick, you are such an inspiration for me when it comes to local marketing and enjoying your YouTube training. Hey, I appreciate that, Elvis. I've been trying to build my YouTube training and teach people how to do stuff and, getting out of my comfort zone. But I think it's a lot of people have given me some good feedback. So it's encouraging. And I appreciate that, Elvis, because it really does encourage me to try my best and be a better entrepreneur and put out as much helpful content as I possibly can. Roger says this will be huge to create an additional stream to get our research into the courts. Kevin asks if there is a recurring monthly cost on the front end offer. No, Kevin, it's a one-time offer, a one-time steal right now over the launch, which is done on Monday night. Give me some questions, you guys. Do you have any questions with Lead Factory? How can you be more successful? How can you get in? Somebody says, may we use this platform and idea to sell our clients to help them land clients? Yeah, absolutely. So actually, so anybody that has purchased Lead Factory, just so you know, you're signed up to a training on Tuesday, right? We're going to talk more about fulfilling this service, email marketing, those types of things for clients. So with Lead Factory, we're bringing in customers for ourselves. But what do we do when we get those customers? What if we want to give them some of these email marketing strategies as a service? What if we want to get paid for that? And how do we automate that so it's scalable? And that's what we're going to talk about on the training on Tuesday. So you want to make sure that you just keep an eye on your inbox for the training on Tuesday. We have some in your members area. There's a way that you can be reminded that you'll see a little pop up. So you can be reminded of the training on Tuesday. Leanne says that she just saw the generic sequence. Awesome, Leanne. David Tissy, absolutely. You can absolutely use this for attorneys. And the thing with what we're doing with these sequences that makes it so special is when you're going out and prospecting to attorneys, you're speaking to them in a language, in their vernacular, in a way that they can understand. If you go to an attorney and you start talking about Google Analytics and highly targeted, backlinks and things like that, they're not going to know what the hell you're talking about. You need to talk about, defendants, people, like just the language that they use. You need to talk about that. Like you need to be, if you're talking about personal injury attorney, you need to be talking about personal injury cases and speak in a language that they understand. Obviously, I'm not good at that. And that's why Brian has put together these email sequences for you, because he's been working with these types of businesses for a really long time. And he's been able to create some incredible sequences for you. And just so you know, these sequences, they've all been tested, all of them. When you open them up, I'm sure, Leanne, you've seen we give you several headlines, several different emails, but you can see the stats for the different headlines that have been tested. So you can see some of them have better results, better open rates, better click-throughs, and you can choose whatever one you want. But it's really nice to see that information before you go out and send a campaign. It's nice to know that it's been tested and it's not just some random information, right? Manny says, what is the best way to use Lead Factory with Website Profit Monster? So that's a great question, Manny. What I would do is I would follow the prospecting outline that we have in Lead Factory. And what you're going to be looking for is you're going to be looking for businesses that don't have websites yet, okay? So easy to do. If you've ever gone to Google Maps, I can show you right now. I can probably find for you 10 businesses that don't have websites. I'm gonna do it right now on the fly for you, Manny, just for you. So I'm gonna go to Google, right? And I am going to do something like roofer Maui. So you wanna search for a business, type of niche in your area. Maybe it's one of the sequences that you're using in Lead Factory. And if you're going to be using Website Profit Monster as your service to fulfill, then what you're looking for is businesses that either A, have a shitty website, or B, don't have a website at all. So you head over to the map section. This is the map section, right? Boom. And look at this. You can see that this business right here has no website. See this website icon, Manny? That means they have a website. But this guy, he doesn't have a website. This guy, Ram Pacific and Roofing, they don't have a website. So what I want you to do, Manny, is pair your prospecting, your Lead Factory prospecting, your email sequences that we've given you with some of the information on how you can build them an awesome website through Website Profit Monster. Super simple to do. I mean, who can do that? Everybody can do that. You all can do that because you have the step-by-step training you need. It's all video training. You can follow along and do it step by step. Even with Website Profit Monster, there's a whole boatload of training in there, which is why it's a $197 product normally. Roger says, Calendly works free for appointments. It does, and it's a great tool. I use it as well. I just don't have it online publicly everywhere, but I do send it to people. I send them my little Calendly link. Fran, what time on Tuesday? So I believe it is at 3 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, Fran. That will be our training on how to provide that automation as a service. John says, I just sold on Thursday a roofer that needed a website, $1,500 using the roofer roundup theme, which is based off Website Monster theme. That's right, John. Thank you so much for that testimonial, man. I couldn't have made that up myself. I appreciate you, John. I'm going to send you a gift. I'm going to send you an Amazon gift card too, John, just because I love what you're doing. Action takers are greatly rewarded. I'm going to put that up on the wall. People talk smack to me sometimes because I don't have anything up on my wall. I'm a minimalist, but I should put a sign that just says, action takers are greatly rewarded. What do you guys think? Because they are. If you're taking action and you're doing stuff, you're going to get success. You're going to have success. So, John, I'm going to write your name down as well. Let me pull up my list here. Actually, what you can do, John, is if you go to offlinesharks.com/support, both you and Charles Ruppert, top right-hand corner of that screen, there's a contact button, and then you can submit to claim a bonus on that page, and we'll send you your gift card. Congratulations, by the way. That's awesome, because I know you just made $1,500 and you probably spent 2 hours to build a website. So let me know if your hourly rate just bumped up a few $100s. Shannon says, use the Roofer Roundup theme. Shannon's coming to Maui to come hang out with us in a few weeks, Shannon. He's staying up at, it's funny because Shannon, you're staying at an Airbnb about 5 minutes that way. And you're actually staying right next to one of my clients who they have a landscaping company, but they also have a Airbnb. Well, it's a short-term rental that they rent out on Airbnb and VRBO, but it's right on the water where you're staying. And man, they've given me, they're like, and you can probably relate to this, Shannon, when you get a client that is like the entrepreneur client where they have like 10 businesses, and once you do one thing for them, they want you to do it for all their businesses. So it's just like this, this new flow of revenue. I've built a website for their contracting business, for their landscaping business, for their vacation rental property, for their real estate. One of them was a real estate agent. Oh, he gave me a referral to his customer for a rental car website who I built the website, expensive website, $10,000 website. We did SEO for a long time. We ran ads for a long time. We ran print marketing for a long time. That one customer opened up all that opportunity. It's crazy. So you're staying next to them. Shannon, don't steal any of my customers when you come to Maui. I'm going to be real pissed at you if you steal some of my customers. Let's see. Jeremy says, I sent 20 emails a couple days ago before getting Lead Factor with personal subjects that I researched for each company with almost an 80% open rate. Definitely worth your time when writing subject lines. I 100% agree with you, Jeremy. The highly targeted approach when it comes to email marketing and prospecting is going to give you so much more traction. I mean, sometimes people say things like, I sent 6,000 emails and I didn't get any responses. And I mean, when I hear that, I'm like, you sent 6,000 emails and you didn't send any responses. Like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's probably because you didn't send very good emails, right? You probably didn't send very good emails. So sometimes I think that people buy into this idea of like products that are online where people do mass marketing because it sounds like an easy way to get millions of clients, but it actually sounds like a way to sell a lot of that product to me. It sounds like a good way to like market to their heartstrings, Oh, well, if I can send 5,000 emails at once that aren't targeted at all and take me 5 minutes to send, and then I can get 500 clients, that's a 10% ROI on those emails. But the problem is like, how often does that actually work? Is anybody here actually doing that and getting those types of results? Because I know a lot of product creators that sell stuff that say they get those types of results, but I don't think they're actually getting those results. Bobby says, thanks for putting this all together. I do really like your style. Is that only access to the treasure chest download page? Is that everything I need? Just making sure there isn't an additional area to access. Hey, Bobby. Yeah, thanks for hanging out today on your Sunday. Yes, everything you need for the upgrade is on that thank you page that you've received. You'll see all the videos at the bottom of that page, and then there's a Google Drive folder that has everything you need for the done for you treasure chest. Welcome, by the way, Bobby. I look forward to hearing about your success with this. And also, hey, don't be afraid to talk about any struggle that you're having. I mean, that's a big piece of this community here, is that, like, you'll see if you go into Offline Sharks Facebook group, you'll see people that are talking about wins, big wins, but you'll also see people talking about losses. Shannon, who is he's on this live right now. He was talking about just getting burned for, I think, $1,500 from a website client just yesterday. And you'll see the engagement that post gets from the members of our community. There's like 100 posts or 100 comments of people just talking about how things can be done differently. How can that not happen next time? And if you capitalize on that opportunity to share in success or struggle, you might be very surprised when you hear different ways on how you can stop it from happening again, or what other people in the community have done when they've experienced that same thing and they've never experienced it again. So that's what you got to do, right? You got to go in there and you got to take advantage of that, like-minded people in the trenches with you. Leanne says 5,000 emails sounds like spamming. It does. Do you base your clients' fees on their customers' lifetime value? Shouldn't charge a pizza shop the same as a roofer or a lawyer. Hey, Kevin. So yeah, Kevin, you can absolutely change your pricing to specific industries. I would agree to that. It really depends on your market too. Like here in Hawaii, it's crazy expensive to live here. So most businesses better be doing a decent amount to just pay for their rent, right? So, and if you're a business owner and you're offering some sort of marketing services, you can there are the little guys that can't pay for much, and you might want to work with them for the long-term game, right? Like for the long-term relationship, like get on some sort of monthly retainer for just a couple $100 a month, maybe $100 a month. Maybe it's just hosting for $50 a month. I don't know. But as you grow, you can start to increase your price and maybe just start targeting businesses that have more revenue. But yeah, charging a pizza shop the same as a roofer, depends what they need. It depends what they need, because if a pizza shop wants to do email marketing or text message marketing, they're going to have a lot more success than a roofer, because I bet you that pizza shop already has a database of customers with their phone numbers or their emails. So you can quickly go in there and just create one email and send it to 10,000 people or whatever on their list already. Maybe it's just 500. I don't know. And it's easy to get some ROI for them, right? Like it's easy to get a return on whatever you're doing for them. So maybe you don't charge them a whole lot initially, but maybe after you start getting them some success, maybe you start bringing in some revenue for them, that's when you raise your price. So that's kind of an idea behind the long-term strategy. Rocco says, I bought your course on Friday, just finished it today. Mucho gracias. Busy preparing my mails now, listen to you live. Take action. Love that, Rocco. Keep us posted on what you're doing, man. We want to hear about it. Elvis says, I got my first web design client from Website Profit Monster. The training is something else. Love to hear that. I've built a lot of websites. I've built a lot of websites, and I still build a lot of websites. And the reason behind it is because I just showed you actually that business owners, they're easy to find And they're easy to find when they have bad websites. They're easy to find when they don't have websites. And if you have something like Website Profit Monster, it's easy to fulfill that service and it's a quick win. Now, I like website design because it is a gateway service. Because once you build that website, what do you do next? What do you do next? Well, a website's nothing without, bringing in customers, bringing in traffic, bringing in sales to that business. So it's the next logical step. So you build them a website, it's a one-time fee. The next thing you do is you offer to bring traffic to that website for a monthly retainer. That allows you as a business owner to start having some monthly income coming in, and that allows you to actually start having a legitimate business. It wasn't until I started building recurring revenue through SEO clients, through the other marketing services that we're doing, that I actually felt like I had a business. I wasn't starting each month at ground zero trying to find multiple website clients each month. But good job, Elvis. Congratulations. Elvis, go hit that support link. We're going to send you a special gift. Elvis, did you pick up Lead Factory yet, Elvis? Let me know in the comments. Bobby says that's what this community is all about. Not always win-win. Sometimes it sucks and I can't get anyone to sign up. Moments is when you receive the most valuable help. Appreciate that, Bobby. Let's see. Curtis says, how about using Lead Factory with Social Oxygen? Of course. Why wouldn't you be able to use Lead Factory with Social Oxygen? Let's see. So Website Profit Monster was something that we just added to the Lead Factory funnel. So if you want to get Website Profit Monster for an insane discount, you just need to go into your Lead Factory area, go to that box section, and we have it on a discount in there for you. It's $19.95. It's crazy. It's 10% of what it normally is. And there's no annual fee. We wanted to make it a no-brainer. Elvis hasn't picked up Lead Factory. So Elvis, good. I'm going to send you a copy of Lead Factory, Elvis, because you're an action taker. You already got a customer with Website Profit Monster. I want you to get more customers with Website Profit Monster. So Shashan, I know you're on here. Can you please reach out to Elvis and make sure we get him a copy of Lead Factory? By the way, Shashan is our community manager, if you guys don't know. She's really, really awesome. And you should keep an eye out for her in our groups. She's likely reaching out to you, welcoming you, asking if we can help you in any way. One second here. I'm going to try to see if I can get Brian on here. Fire him up a little bit on his Sunday morning. Okay. Victor says, Nick and Tom are the best teachers for online marketing. You can't lose with them helping you. Appreciate that. Timothy says, can you put a link to the coupon in a response to this so I can ensure I'm in the right spot? Shashan, will you put a link to Lead? Well, here. There's a link on the page. You can see it now. So Stephanie says, coupon for Website Profit Monster, please. I can't find it in the members area. All right, let me pull that up for you real quick. One more time. Let's see. I'm trying to get Brian to come hang out with us. He's like, where are you? You guys want to see Brian? Let me know in the comments below if you think give me get me some fire so I can help bring him on here. I know we've been on here for about 45 minutes. Maybe he'll come hang out for the last 10. Uh-oh. I'm giving him a link. He's coming. Okay, so Stephanie, the coupon, it's not really a coupon, it's actually a special page. If you go to your members area here and you go down to the most profitable services to sell and head over to the website design section, this is where you get it. So that's me. And that's a video I did. Talk about website design. And you just hit that link and it'll take you to the page. Let's see here. Let me pull this off. Okay. Don says, the Brian cometh. Get him on before he gets left behind. I'm going to send him a picture right now of all your comments. He was just at the gym. That's funny. So Kelly says, never heard of Lead Factory until 25 minutes ago, but I bought it now. You mentioned of your 2 favorite features sold me. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah. You know, like I said, and I'll circle back around to this because I know there are a lot of people on here that weren't here before. But the Lead Factory system, right? I'm calling it the trifecta because you have both Brian, Tom, and myself, and Brian will be on here in a few minutes, I hope, to talk about this. But, you know, we all work with clients full time, and I've said this earlier, I'm saying it again, but we all work with clients full time, right? So we've come together, collaborated, put our expertise into something to create something that is, you know, truly based off of results. This is a results-based program. It's not some fluff. And, you know, Kelly, I think if you really focus on this, don't focus on anything else, stay consistent, you can have some real traction with this. We've already got some people on this call in the comments that have had, I mean, they probably have had this course for 24, 48 hours, already have appointments and clients. Elvis says, thanks so much. Bless you. More taking action, taking incoming. Keep us posted, Elvis. I want to know. I want to hear about you. Uh-oh. The man, the myth, the legend. He's in the waiting room. He loves it when I build him up. I'm hyping him up. He's wearing. All right, I'll bring you in. I'll stop. I'll shut up. Hey.
Hey, buddy. What are you doing?
I'm just hanging out with everybody. Look at all these. I told them that I said I would be bringing Brian on, and then the comments just kind of blew up.
Yeah, I was not at the gym, Kristen Bedard. Good to see you, Kristen. Kristen, you're going to appreciate this. I was in my backyard doing a list of chores my wife gave me, digging up trees, little mini trees, to move them to other spots in the yard. As any husband would know, it felt like there was no purpose in the world, but I was moving them because she said so. And I'm like, how much longer do I have to do this? And I was going to go play golf today. It never happened.
I saved you.
You did save me. Hold on, I gotta turn off this fan, Nick. I can't.
No worries. Let's see. Ken says, "Are you all pumped up?"
Yeah, I'm all beat up from digging. Anybody who works outside and digs ditches with a shovel, I have much respect for you. Less than an hour of that kicked my butt. Totally. So, oh my gosh. Nick, I mean, thank you guys. You don't even know how much this means to me to get out of my backyard. I'm like, hey, Rebecca, I got to go. Nick said it's important. I got to come now. So anyway.
That's
hey,
awesome.
I don't see who said long time. Facebook. It just says Facebook user. Awesome. So, Nick, what are we talking about? I suspect I know, but what are we talking about?
We're talking. I'm just going through some Q&A right now. I actually see a pretty good question. How about email marketing to medical doctors? I was bringing people up to speed about how you've been doing some email marketing. You've been tracking results. You've been doing testing, split testing, headlines, sequences. Obviously, that's what's in Lead Factory, a piece of it. Medical doctors, medical practice. You have any?
I don't do a lot with it, Nick. But absolutely, like if you guys wanted to, well, Nick, can we share screen or anything like that, or no?
I can share screen. I don't know if you can.
Well, yeah, I see the button.
Button in the bottom.
Okay, let me show you an example, you guys. I don't actually. I'm gonna take a. Give me 1 sec. I'm stalling you guys. Hang on 1 second.
No worries. No worries.
I don't do a lot with medical. It's just never been my thing. My wife used to work at a hospital here in Atlanta, Emory, and so that's as close to medical as I get. I avoid the doc. Like a lot of guys, I avoid the doctor like the plague, but I avoid nurses. I avoid all that stuff. But recently I've been going. This getting old thing is different. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and let's just do that directly together, you guys, because it is. The answer is yes, right? But it's more than yes. All right. So can you see my screen, Nick?
Not yet.
How about now?
Nope.
All right. Hang on. Entire screen. I see it. Your entire screen. Share.
There you go. I'm going to bring it in.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay. So, and I can't see anything anybody's writing. So if you were trying to reach medical doctors, you're not going to talk to the doctor, honestly, but you have to act like you are. So what would we say? What kind of doctor would it be? Ask whoever's saying that. What kind of doctor are we trying to reach? Doctors, medical. We need a focus, right? So we know that. Do we think about doctors for a second, you guys? Doctors, doesn't matter what type. They use words like
Patients,
not clients, customers. What else do doctors want to talk about? More, let's see, appointments. Depends on the kind of doctor, right? So does anybody giving us any, yeah, sorry, I know it's bouncing somebody. I'm trying to get it to stop.
General practice.
General practice doctor. Okay. How about this?
Medicine.
I'm a doctor, Nick, somehow. I'm now a doctor and I'm a new doctor because I used to be part of a big practice. How about, so we're going to write to the doctor, but remember, it's probably, somebody said it, it's probably being hit by the gatekeeper. Let's do Ken McRae. I saw a cosmetic surgeon flow across the screen. Okay, how about this? How about 6 more rhinoplasty patients this month? Can you handle 6 more rhinoplasty? I think if that's not a word, somebody tell me because I don't really know a lot about it.
I think that's a nose job.
That is a nose job, right? All right. Can you handle 6 more of them this month? This is Brian Andrew. This is my name. Hello, Dr. Smith, or hello, Dr. Smith, MD. This is Brian Anderson. I came across your Facebook business page. How about I came across your
somebody says patients appointments. Not
I like appointment. Your cosmetic surgery website. All right, we'll stop there. Let's just change this around as we go. So, all right, can you handle 6 more rhinoplasty patients? You got to quantify things, and you got to be specific. So we could have done like breast enhancements, any of the various things that they do. And if you don't know what cosmetic surgeons do, go to one of their websites.
Here's a good one. Reconstructive surgery.
Okay, let's save those because we're going to use them. I want to introduce myself to you. My company is Wildcard, so you would change it. Is Nick Ponte Marketing, and our office is here in Maui. We focus on generating quality inbound phone calls and appointments. Is it cosmetic surgeon or plastic surgeon or either one, you guys? What do you think?
Cosmetic surgical procedures. Cosmetic surgery?
I think for cosmetic surgery practices, because this is what we do. We're able to generate results for your practice spanning. I need some, I don't know all the words. Breast enhancements, rhinoplasty, and some other medical.
Microsurgery, hand surgery.
Well, no, remember, we're focused on cosmetic surgeons, right? We want to do what they do. And I think some of those are beyond like cosmetic, like
gotcha.
Cosmetic. I know they do boob jobs. They do facelifts, right? Breast enhancements, rhinoplasty, facelifts, and what's an expensive one? Breast enhancement or augmentation, and liposuction. Thank you, somebody, Heidi, I think, and liposuction. Okay.
You guys are so helpful.
Oh well, yeah, Heidi. Yeah, you gotta honestly. All right, so, Pierre, I speak a little French, but I write it better than I speak it. So we can definitely work with you on that. And I agree, you will have to translate if you're Quebecois, French speaking Canada, right? Eye lifts, butt lifts, all these things. Okay, we're gonna work those in. No matter the season, I was doing this in a chiropractic one. So how about this? I don't care about the season, but our team, how about my company? So Nick Ponte Marketing can help generate a predictable stream of exclusive inbound cosmetic surgery leads for your practice. We can help you find patients in need of, now's where we're going to list all that stuff we were just talking about. Rhinoplasty. Mm-hmm. Before we do that, let's connect the subject line, you guys, because right now we made up a subject line and we didn't connect it in. Can you handle 6 more? We can even generate 6 to 10 more rhinoplasty. And if that's spelled wrong, patients for your practice this month. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of them here since we're going to say it down below. So now we set up top breast enhancements. And I think it's like breast augmentation may be different. I don't know. We would edit these couple to make sure they're good. We're going to connect the subject line with this one right here. So we said rhinoplasty. Now we tied it in. So if we had said something else, we would talk about facelifts. So Nick Ponte Marketing can help generate a predictable stream of exclusive inbound cosmetic surgery leads for your practice. We can help you find patients seeking the following procedures. And I'm making this up right now. So rhinoplasty, what else? Breast augmentation, nose job, boob jobs. I don't know what the fancy
eye
word.
lift.
Eye lifts. Yep. Okay. Is it called an eye lift, you guys?
Think so.
Yep. Eyelifts.
Eyelid surgery.
Eyelifts. And let's put them together. Eyelid surgery.
Chin augmentation, lip augmentation. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. I see them. Cheek, chin. Is facial contouring a word that describes that? I don't actually know what it means. But what we would do is we'd list them out right here. Unlike other, because they're not really using Home Advisor, right? Unlike other marketing providers.
Yep.
You work exclusively for your, not company, for your practice, maybe, or medical practice. With our team, your days of paying for disappointing leads and marketing that are then sold, or we could do also sold to your competition, are over. If you have a few minutes, I'd love to show you how we successfully generate more. And you know what? We'll work in plastic surgery leads and appointments. We typically end up with a mix of rhinoplasty, and I'm just listing breast augmentation and facial surgery leads. So we kind of listed them again, but we've stayed specific. My company, Nick Ponte Marketing, has a unique digital strategy that delivers exclusive
where you can
cosmetic clients directly to your staff. The possibilities are limited. I'd love to jump on a short call, 10 to 15 minutes, with you or your practice manager to walk through our unique cosmetic surgery marketing. I say system, but that's what I do. Click here to schedule a personal call at your convenience. Now, what Nick, Tom, and I have been doing is a strategy session. So if they click here, Nick, where would they go if they clicked on the link we're going to make?
We're going to give them a link to either go to a landing page or book an appointment, your choice. So we give you both of those in Lead Factory. We got a hyper targeted, really good looking landing page that you can just populate with your email sequence information, basically, right? But that's how we really get them.
Which is basically, so we do email one. What I would do to get these doctors, I know that was the original question. I do email one. If we're only using email, I would do something like this. You see, Nick, or no?
Yeah, no, I can see it.
I do something like that. Wait a day, wait 2 days, wait 2 days, wait 3 days. Now I would do more than this, but for the purpose of this call, I think it's a good start, you guys. And so what we would do, though, to make email two, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? To go after these medical people, we're lazy. So what I would do is, all right, now we got email two, and this is kind of how it goes. And okay, so following up.
Don says this is the genius of Brian Anderson. Do it on the fly.
Well, the real world happens on the fly, man. It doesn't happen in the fake. And thank you, Don. But let's see. So, all right, I had to get off the edge of my couch. I was like sitting on. Okay, so following up, can you handle 6 more rhinoplasty patients this month? Well, hello, Dr. Smith. This is okay. I introduced myself. I am following up to my email and let's say and phone call from the other day. As a reminder, I would maybe move this here, just making this up. As a reminder, now they know who I am, and I came across your.
You could say we specialize in increasing patient volume.
I love it. Okay, I love that. Let's make that a standalone statement. Let's nix this. All right, we'll nix this. We already said it. Okay, so then we go through some of the same stuff, right? And we would just edit this a little bit, change it around, but we have the beginning a little different. We change the subject line, and we're going to do something like that over and over again leaving the core meat of the email there, because we don't have to reinvent everything. We're only reinventing parts of it, because remember, we got to be lazy and efficient with our time. But I would say that your odds of getting a response trying to get a doctor as a client, if you send 50 emails targeted like this, notice we're not saying words like lead generation, SEO, video marketing, Facebook, retargeting. We're not saying those words. We're speaking their language. And every time they see 6 rhinoplasty patients, they multiply by 4,500 and they go, yeah, that's 27,000. We can do it. Right? That's what they're doing.
Yeah, it is.
We want to speak their language. Now on the back end, the answer on how you do this, because somebody's probably already asked, the answer is it depends. It may be lead generation, PPC. It may be any of these things, any of the things that we may be doing. It may be a mix of things. It may be reactivating their old database. It may be saying, look at all their past patients. Let's market to them to drive them back in the door. And so I would go to the person that asked that question at the beginning. This is probably the best way to get those. Now, the ultimate best way probably would be speaking at a plastic surgery practice and giving a presentation. After that, a warm referral from one doctor to another. After that, this is going to be pretty good, because you're going to be able to target these guys with this messaging, hit them over and over and over again until they do one thing. They can unsubscribe, delete. But after the 3rd or 4th email, you know what happens? They raise their hand and they often say, yeah, tell me more. So that's what, anyway, I'm going to stop my screen, you guys. And I just think that's useful. So that's kind of what we do at our agencies and how we get clients. And as a result, could you do it in medical? Yeah. Now, I don't do it, just to be candid. It's not one of my core niches. I have friends that do medical, that really do this hardcore. It's big money. It's a lot of money. But if you're going to do plastic surgery, you're probably also not doing roofing, painting, HVAC, and insurance agents, right?
Right.
Just it. And, this is, in my mind, this is what it's all about. If you do this successfully, now you don't need, there's a lot of cool products out there. I've got some, Nick and Tom have some, and probably a host of other people but you got to get somebody to pay you, or all those products are a waste of time. They really are. So our point here is you can land clients. Now, imagine if you had no other, Imagine you had no other tools. You didn't have a scraper. You didn't have any way to get names. We're going to teach you in Lead Factory with nothing else, assuming you don't have any money, 0 money, but you have access to Google, Facebook, and a couple other free websites. We're going to show you how to build that list, including email address, and then you're going to follow up repeatedly. And it's that process. It's really easy. Now, I have automation that automates it, but you don't have to automate it. Nick and I were talking about it. You could literally take a piece of paper, 2 days later, email 2, and just put a little checkbox. Once you've gone through those 40 or 50 over the course of 7 to 10 days, you will have 5 to 10 conversations. And even better, hey, hang on, Nick. What if, hang on one sec. Let me,
what's up?
I'm going to grab.
If you want to click on a comment, it'll pop up.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this, Nick, and I'm going to put it in a folder. Let's see. I'm going to send it to you right now. Okay, here's what we're going to do, you guys, because everybody here, I didn't make this. You guys made it. So we're going to call it Live Medical Prospecting Script Draft. And I'm going to hit share it. Okay, so I'm going to say anyone can view. Nick, maybe make this so that I just sent it to you.
Okay.
You can give. So anybody who wants to build off what we did here, and it's not done, but it's fairly close, you can build off this, and Nick will give it to you right now. and you guys will get a flavor for what we're doing at a very basic level. This is what we're doing, right?
Who wants it?
Very basic.
Who wants it? Let us know in the comments.
If you want it, Nick can give you the link. And I got to be honest, you guys can build off this. I'll finish this out. For anybody who buys it, I'll work with Nick maybe tomorrow and finish building it out. And then we'll give it to all the other buyers as a bonus. But for anybody else, even if you don't buy, we appreciate you being here. Take it. You can customize it and make it yours. And Nick can shoot it to you. Shoot it over, give you the link.
Shashan's going to hate me for this. That's our community manager. But if you guys let us know in the comments, you type in I want it in the comment, help us push this engagement out there. We'll send you this document that we've all made together on the fly. One question that somebody had, I think it was, let's see, who was it? I think it was Manny. He was talking about the fulfillment side. How do you bring in, what do you do? What do you do for those people? And what we've been talking about, Manny, it's a really good question. The fulfillment for this, for really anything when it comes to digital marketing, I don't know if you know this, but it's actually really easy. It's really easy. With today, you have so many options out there with automation and outsourcing and all those things. I mean, that's not the hard part. The hard part is getting the customer. The hard part is getting the check in your hand and turning that person or cashing that check. I mean, that's the most difficult part, right? Like, you don't have to worry about the fulfillment because there's so many opportunities out there for you today to deliver on those products and services. Actually, Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be talking about how we do automation and fulfillment. Now, cool. In Lead Factory, we talk about.
Nick, I want to come to that. Will you send me an invite?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys go to in Lead Factory in the members area, at the bottom of the members area, we talk about like 4 or 5 services that we like to offer businesses, the most profitable ones. You don't have to use those, but that just gives you a general idea of what some of the things that we're doing. And on Tuesday, we're going to talk about deep diving into really the automation of things. So, if you're interested in kind of setting these things up to run automatically on autopilot for you, a really easy way to do that, that's what Tuesday's training is going to be about. If you've already bought Lead Factory, you're already registered to that event. So just keep an eye on your email and Tuesday at 3 p.m. show up to that. But don't worry about that, Manny. Don't worry about the fulfillment side of things. Worry about getting customers. Worry about moving that revenue needle. That's what you should be focusing on.
Nick, I agree, because you know what? I used to worry like crazy. What am I going to do for the guy when I got him? And you know what? For the longest time, when I used to have a full-time job and I was doing this at night in my room, lying on the bed at night, kind of thing, after everybody had gone to sleep. You guys know it, right?
Yeah.
I was like, shit, what am I going to do? And it just realized every single person, there's a lot of people here, you guys, but every one of you know more than they do. And the strategy is easy. I bet all of you are in Facebook groups. You're probably in groups with me or Nick, or there's probably a lot of other good guys. Todd, if you guys know Todd Spears, his partner Herc, or Chris Winters, or there's a David Sprague. There's a host of great guys. And you may be in groups with them. You could say something like this: I just got a new plastic surgeon client. They're looking for more patients, and you can get everybody's opinion, right? And I'm happy to give you my opinion, and I know Nick or Tom would be happy to give you their opinion. So I say this. Somebody said, Fran said, how do you promise 6? So what you want to do is, from the subject to the body, you want to connect a statement that says 6 or more. Like, what if I was doing PPC? What if I was running AdWords and Facebook video ads? What if I got you 26 new leads? Way more than 6. What if you had a cool ad with a picture of a before and after or something, and people are just raising their hands to get the information? Now, driving 6 leads for anything is easy. Doesn't mean they're all going to sign up, you guys. We know that, right? And to be honest, that's not your job, because you're not in sales for this company. You don't work for the medical office. Your goal is just to create activity. Hey, Leanne Price, long time, my friend. How are you? Yeah. So no, straight up, don't get hung up on that. Anybody who lands any of these clients, hit up Nick, hit me up. We're happy to help you. We're happy to help you. I mean, there's no one right answer. Like the right answer is going to vary even between two businesses in the same niche. Like, let me give you an example. My brother has been an AC contractor for about 11 years out on his own. He kills it for March to October. But in the winter, he's famine, right? He's hurting. Except somehow he was in Lake Tahoe the other day, so it's not that bad. But he's hurting a little bit. So he's like, Brian, I need more Actually, let me try to impersonate him. I need more recurring clients. I need people I need more. And, you know, he's gruff, right? He's mean. And he's a big guy. And he's like, Brian, I need what now? No, he's 2 years younger than me. So he's 46. And he's like 6'3", 260, pretty big dude. And he's like, I just need more recurring clients, right? And straight up, I'm like, how many past clients do you have, Sean? Got like 5,800 past clients. I'm like, let's take your database and market your database of people you already have with a special offer for your service plan. Guarantee we're going to drive a couple hundred people interested in your deal, and we could sell 40, 50, 60 of them. Think about an internet marketing promo, you guys. Think about psychology, scarcity. Nick, didn't the price go up on this offer today or yesterday?
Yep. So it goes up little incremental increases until Monday when it closes, and then it's going to jump to 197. No, I was telling them before you showed up, Brian, that, you know, typically to really even get this type of information out of you, I mean, you could never get it for that price. I mean, you're just. Oh no,
I don't do. Leanne Price knows more than anybody here. We worked together for a number of years. Everything we do needs to be in the 500 to 5,000 angle on my end. You know why? Because my agency, we're just shy of 5 million. We've got some things humming. I used to do a lot, and Leanne was instrumental, for what it's worth, in a lot of the stuff we did at the beginning. But right now, what we're doing is doing a different part of the ecosystem. What we're trying to do. So, I actually told Nick and Tom when we were in San Diego in November that we had built this out. I said, honestly, this is a great 997 training. We're going to add in this, and this. And Tom and I were friendly arguing. It was like 11:30, sitting on the rooftop bar. I had just gotten done throwing things at Damian Zamora and just giving him a hard time. And fortunately, Nick was sitting next to me. I wasn't really worried about getting into any too much trouble. And straight up, Tom's like, dude, why don't we do it for cheap? And I go, okay, let's do it for $497. And I'm like, I can sell 1,000 of these at $497 is what I told him. And I easily can. And then he made the point, and eventually I listened to Tom, and he's like, what if we sell lots and lots? No, Eric, I think we're selling it for $27. You can thank Tom when you see him, guys. This is exactly what happened. And I said, Tom, I am happy to do that. But I said, you then have to sit with me, and I'm going to re-architect your internet marketing business so you can work less, make more money, and focus on your agency more. Because you're not going to sell your IM business. I tell these internet marketers all the time. And Nick knows it. You are not going to sell your affiliate marketing business to somebody else. But if you're doing 5 million in your agency, you're going to sell your agency and you're going to walk with a lot of cash. You're not going to be hurting on the back end. And there are a lot of internet marketers that you think are crushing it, but they're not. No. They're not at all. They have a good launch, a good promo every now and then, but they're full of shit, you guys. Straight up. It's Sunday, right? I'm sorry, but and Leanne Price knows, you guys. She's a backstage pass. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. But if you build your agency, if you just got to 500K, you could walk out with a 7-figure annual revenue, right? Depending on your profit margin, you can walk out with $1 million+ in your bank account. So you can be an affiliate marketer. Vast majority of them fail. Absolutely vast majority. There are a handful of people doing all right. Nick and Tom are doing great. But for every Nick and Tom, there's 99 of them that are complete and utterly worthless. And I mean that. Ask Leanne. If you guys know Leanne, how many people would ask us to promote? We'd look at the product. It was so bad. And I'm thinking, who made this up? Did they copy it off a website? What are they doing? So you got to be really careful who you work with. And the value of what you do, you cannot understate. So for all of you building clients, if you lock in 10 plastic surgeon clients and you service them and you do a good job, you're going to sell your agency. I sold mine in 2009, and God willing, in the next 2 or 3 years, I'm going to sell mine again. And you know what? It's a lot of money. It's a lot better money than the alternative. You know, look, some months I can make a lot of money in affiliate marketing. Some months I don't. But every single month, if I'm on vacation, no matter what I'm doing, I have recurring payments coming in from clients all the time. If you're doing one-off revenue, the one-off needs to be setting up the recurring for a client. Like Nick, I love that product you and Tom did on the website speed one. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
The SSL and the loading time.
Yep.
That's a door opener, you guys, to set up a recurring search hosting website client. If you're not setting up the recurring, you're wrong. You got to stop it and look at your business. And if you're constantly starting over at 0 every month, which a lot of people are, you got to stop that one too, for sure. Yeah, I haven't looked at, honestly, any product under $100 in a long, long time. Tom and Nick send me some sometimes, and we look at them, or Nick and I talk a lot, and we're like, yeah, this is bad. This is really, really bad. But they're out there. Most. What'd you say last week? I think most of the guys launching these products haven't sold a client either ever or in many years. It's true. It's very true, you guys. So sorry, I didn't mean to rant. I just
no, it's true. Yeah, it's weird. Right when you said that, I think I had deja vu because we were talking about that. You know, a lot of people, what they're doing is really just kind of putting stuff out there for the sake of creating a good product. I was telling people that, you know, they come up with a great idea that's based off of a great idea to make money, and the premise of whatever they're selling usually convinces people of a lie, you know, of something that's not even true, some unachievable result. And people come into a community like ours or yours, and they're like, I had this, you know, push button, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I sent, you know, X amount of emails and I don't have any clients or whatever. And I'm like, you know, who promised that to you? Like, do they have any clients? Are they?
Yeah. Have you ever seen them?
Yeah. Are they actually doing what they said? I mean, that's one of the biggest parts of this entire thing. You know, we've got to draw a line in the sand and be like, look, we're going to put out information based off of what we're doing, what we're actually doing, not what we're imagining, not what we're imagining. And, you know, that's what we've done with Lead Factor, right? It's the culmination of all three of us, what we're doing and actively doing in our agencies, in our own space. And, you know, we got to come together to create something really, really awesome for you guys. Someone said, I thought it was $197. It is $197 right now until Monday. It's on a special launch pricing. Today's the most inexpensive price you can get it right now, because it will continue to go up until Monday, where it goes back up to $197. So,
hey, Nick, just so you know, I'm going to sell the same product for $497 and make at least double what you guys are making selling the same thing, because you undervalued the information. So think about it. I'm busting his chops. It's early in the morning in Hawaii. It's, what is it? 9:30? It's 9:30.
Yep.
Straight up. You guys, this is a $997 product. Leave my stuff out. What Tom goes over on the strategy session, I paid $10,000 once to Kevin Nations. Leanne might remember. Mario Brown and I were partners. We went to a session with Kevin Nations in Las Vegas. I paid $10,000 for the weekend. It was Frank Kern and Kevin Nations. And Frank might have been in there 30 minutes of the 3 days. Kevin did all the teaching. And yeah, it was a little more attention because it was on site, but it's the same kind of content that I paid 10 grand for. Promise you guys, this is at least $997. What Tom's showing you, nobody ever really shows. Think about it. You've got Nick's. If you do I think it's in the OTO, you guys, we took a big product and split it up. We're not going to lie to you. It's split into 2 pieces. But Nick's landing pages, right? You want to only talk to qualified people. But everybody knows, what are you going to say? And Tom does a magnificent job of showing you how to do the strategy session when you don't like to sell. And I think that's worth, look, if you get one plastic surgeon at $2,500 a month, is it worth $500 to learn how to do it? Is it worth $1,000? I would say yes. So many Franks. Hey, Frank from Baltimore. What are you doing? I won't call you Francisco today. No, I love it.
So Jacqueline says she's getting one-off clients at the moment, but working on the recurring stuff and building up as we go. Absolutely, Jacqueline. 80% is, I mean, to tell you the truth, Jacqueline, that's what I'm operating at right now within my agency. You know, once you get to that level of getting, you know, 10, 20, 30 grand a month in recurring services, you actually will find yourself not accepting one-off services for less than top dollar, right? In the beginning, you accept whatever you can just to get some money coming in, right? But as you start to build the recurring, the amount of the one-off stuff that you do, you'll find is a lot more difficult to do on an ongoing basis. So that stuff drops, and I'd say 80% versus, you know, the rest of it being one-off. I think that's a great ratio, and that's actually what I'm operating at too. What do you operate at, Brian?
I don't do any one-off anymore. I mean, it would have to be a friend or at least 10K. I really just don't do them. I got a call Friday from a guy running for Georgia House of Representatives. It would be long-term recurring. It's short-term. It's going to be between now and November. So 8 months. It's 8 months of work, right? 9 months maybe of work. Yeah, I don't do it. I don't do it at all anymore. Like for me, I do, like, a lot of what I do is around messenger marketing. So I may do a one-off bot installation, like a customization and installation, and let's say it's $1,500, but I give them a choice of different recurrings. And even if they decline all the ongoing marketing recurring, I mandate like a hosting licensing fee of like $150. And if they say no to that, then I don't sell them the bot and I don't work with them. Just because Nick, you're right, I don't have time. I only want to work like 20 hours a week in my agency. And if I did a lot of one-off revenue, then I would, you know, I'd be spinning my wheels a little bit.
Yeah. Man, I'm learning from you. I mean, like, and anybody on this call, like, would you guys be interested in hearing more about how Brian is doing that, how he's got to 100% recurring? I mean, that information for me, like, I need to know that stuff. I need to learn how to build that into my business, right? Like, I think I met Brian a few years ago. You know, I've been doing this for 3 years, right? And since I've met him, I've only been able to take pieces and been able to implement and come back and say, hey, what do I do next? What do I do next? You know, you get to these different layers and levels. But, you know, I'd be interested to see if on Tuesday, if you can come, Brian. I mean, I think a lot of people, let him know in the comments below. Let's see if we can get Brian fired up to come hang out with us on Tuesday and share some of that information about, you know, going toward 100% recurring.
Dude, I love it. You guys, every one of you can do it, even if you're new. Just remember, they don't know what your business model is. What if you went to a gym? Imagine this. And you said, well, I only want to buy 1 month. Almost every gym charges you a 1, 2, or 3 year recurring subscription, right? They're just going to say, no, thank you. Most of them, you know, like you go to a World Gym or something like that. You gotta, yeah. I just saw a comment, Nick, and I don't know the answer, so I hate to admit it. Somebody asked about your landing pages. Are those in the front end or the OTO? And I straight up have no idea.
Yeah,
I didn't really look at how you designed the split.
It's in the front end. Yeah, I mean, look, Jacqueline said it again. You know, she wants to know how a big business like Brian's is managed behind the scenes. I mean, Jacqueline, Tom and I had to arrange the landing pages and put in the front end because Brian is running this massive business. You know, the kind of backstage pass that you get to something like this with having Brian here. I mean, it's so valuable. It's so valuable. And I hope you guys do see that. I mean, it looks like we're just kind of hanging out as friends and buddies, but like, I mean, I know you hate when I build you up, Brian.
Yeah, you're killing me, dude. I'm just getting text right now. My phone was in the couch and I was like, what's going on?
You text me telling me to shut the hell up.
No, not yet, but I was thinking about texting you something. No, it's straight up, you guys. What's cool about working with Nick and Tom is they're hustling. I use that as a word, but I mean in an authentic way. They're very genuine. You guys can tell. They're landing clients. They're getting deals. They're losing deals, and then they're getting the next one. And it's a process. And if you haven't talked to Tom was a guy that was working. I can't remember the restaurant, Olive Garden, then Bubba Gump.
Bubba Gump's, yeah.
Bubba Gump, right?
Yeah, so he went to Bubba Gump's yesterday. He had a little.
Did he really?
He did.
So Tom was working at Bubba Gump's restaurant. How many of you have been laid off from a job? I have. Anybody else been laid off from a job? I like Tom's story. Just because I remember it from San Diego. Yeah, the guy's working at this restaurant as like some kind of manager. I don't think he was the main guy, but some level manager. He got fired. Maybe it was his fault, maybe not. Most of the time, it's probably not your fault. When I got fired, it was a bad quarter on the NASDAQ, and I got let go. So the guy gets fired. He goes out on his own out of necessity. And I don't know what revenue he got to, how fast, but he got there. I remember, Leanne, when we had the Offline Renegades group in 2010, 11, and 12, Tom was in that group. So that's 8 or 9 years ago. And I don't know him really well from then, but we chatted a few times. You know who else was in that group? David Sprague, Zach Anderson. There was a lot of marketers you guys may know in that group. Ben Atkins. Guys, people that are building their agencies. They built their agencies. Tom did it, and then he started giving back and sharing. But the guy started from basically getting whacked from his job. I started to pay off my student loans in 1996, honestly. But then I was moonlighting, and I was a big chicken, Nick, and I didn't want to quit. I had a good internet marketing income build up, but I was making $130K in my job, and I'm like, plus benefits. So I'm like, how do I quit? I got up about $25,000 in a month, and I was still too scared to quit. I went. Who was I with? God, I don't remember who it was. Somebody I was with, and I was telling him the story, and it wasn't anybody in internet marketing. It was like an old boss or a friend of mine, and he goes, "Dude, you're making 20-something thousand a month." He goes, "I want you to quit your job." Now, I didn't work for him right now, but he used to be my boss. And if you don't make it, call me. I'll hire you back. And it was like a free safety net. And then I got laid off a few weeks later.
That's funny.
Like, I'm done. And it takes, sometimes you're your own worst enemy. I know I was scared, senseless, we'll say, to quit. Even when I was making a lot of money. And it was like, what if? And finally, my wife, Rebecca's like, just quit. She goes, you're not happy. And now she was 6 months pregnant. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm doing it. Anyway, so if you're at that point, build the recurring. Get that recurring to a point above where your income is in your day job. Take a chance on yourself. Imagine, let's say you quit your job. Let's say you make $60K at your job. Your recurring's at $8K a month. And, maybe it's a take-home's about the same thing, we'll say, right? So let's say you're the same. And what if next month your income goes down? 2 months later, you're at $12,000 a month, $13,000 a month. You're not going to get there when you hamper yourself and you only let yourself work a short amount of time. So there's a lot of ways to do it. You can always get another job. You can always do it. If you don't bet on yourself, no one else is going to do it at all. No one will ever bet on you, ever. So when you do get some success, no matter what you're selling on the back end and to whom, one day look at yourself, look at your job, weigh it all out, and if they're pretty close, bet on yourself and go for it. Almost all the big name guys made that decision. Some did it faster than others, and they bet on themselves. A friend of Nick and mine is Mario Brown. Mario moves to this country. He goes from Germany. He's backpacking in Ecuador where he meets his future wife. He comes to Florida, to South Beach in Miami. He gets a job as a front desk clerk. I can't make this up. He Googles while he's at work how to make money online. This is all true. This is 100% true. He finds the Warrior Forum website in 2010. He then learns how to do offline marketing from somebody. He landed 8 or 10 attorney clients. Fast forward to about August of 2010, him and I meet. I go to dinner with him at oh my God, Nick, it was a Johnny Rockets hamburgers place. The guy's like 6'7". He eats like a ton. If I ate like him, I'd be way fat, right? And he's just wolfing food down. We're sitting there talking and strategizing. He's like, Brian, yeah, I just Googled how to make money online. And then I started doing it. Anybody can do it. He was making $2,500 as a desk clerk. He had about 10,000 of gross revenue in his agency. He quit his South Beach job. He kept building his agency. He built his first local product at the same time, talking about offline or local marketing. And then he and I ended up partnering up around that time. We became good friends. If you say I make 80K, well, then let's just get your revenue. 80K, how much is that? 7,000 a month? All we have to do is get your revenue to 7,000 or 8,000 a month, and then bet on yourself. You can find another job, but look, I'm 48 and I am constantly looking to retire. I am saving money like crazy. What if you could make 15K a month and you're used to living on 80? Do you think you could save more for the future than you've ever saved? Maybe you're like me. Maybe you're double Nick's age. Maybe you're in your 60s, right? And Nick knows I'm not kidding. If you're in your 60s and you don't have enough saved, how many of you are at least 60 and wish you had more in retirement? Straight up. Just raise your hand. We won't call your – I don't know if it shows your name or not, but we won't call you out. If you're at least 60 and don't have enough saved, straight up tell us.
Basically, every time I meet Brian, and
we talk about it all the time.
He's like, just save, man. Just save. You're going to do so well if you just save at your age. And I mean, it really pushes me, you know, like he harps on me for a lot of stuff. And
Nick, I saved $100,000 in the last 3 months. $100,000 I put away. I don't have a Porsche, even though I was like one of those kids that grew up with a good-looking girl in California on the cliff with a mansion and a Porsche and a Ferrari on my wall. I do not have a Porsche. I did buy a BMW. It was probably the dumb decision, but I liked it. There's a bunch of people saying me. Somebody said 67, no retirement. I got a friend she is 67 or 8, has no retirement, and in her internet marketing agency, she's doing about $15,000 a month. It's better than she would have made had she spent a career at IBM. Somebody said they have a Porsche. I'm gonna have to. I love it.
Damn you!
I know. I did go to Porsche headquarters near me to drive. Somebody said, "Look, I'm 63." I don't mind saying this one out loud. David TC said, "Guys, I'm counting on my agency to have a comfortable retirement." Frank the Tank is coming. I love it, Frank. We're doing a live event in Atlanta next week, and Frank. If the tickets, there's only literally one ticket left. If they're sold out, straight up hit me up or just show up and I'll let you in. Don't worry about it. No, he gets free pass. This event is completely sold out. We've got like 2 spots left. If not, hit me up. But everybody, listen to what Armand just said, and I don't mind saying this. He's over 7 figures in his portfolio. Thank you for saying it. Everything I'm saying is spot on. Look, I'm 48. I've got over 7 figures in my portfolio. But when I was 60,000 a year, right? And guess how much I was saving on 150K? I was saving 5% of my paycheck in the 401k. I didn't even do the max at my job because my expenses at home with my family were too high. I was living above my means, even making a healthy income. So, hey, Bill Marks, long time, my friend. James Coe, if you want to come to my event, it's on me, man. Thank you for your service. Homeless vet, you let me know. I'll shoot you a ticket as well. So listen, you guys, you can do this. You can do this. And what we're teaching for $25, hey, you want to know something crazy? I'm on a webinar with Tom and Nick Friday. And Nick, I found out who it was. There's a guy on the webinar who had my mother's maiden name, which is an Italian name. Very unique. I said, we must be related. I call my mom after the webinar. The guy's her first cousin. And I had no idea. What? His name was Bill Fuco. So I friend him on Facebook. He lives in a small town outside of Pittsburgh. and straight up friend him on Facebook, and I'm like, wow, that's my first cousin once removed, or my mom's first cousin. I used to go to his parents' house as a little kid when I was a little kid in the summer, and I didn't know who he was. I've gotten older, families grow apart, big families, and I didn't even know. But yeah, he's my mother's first cousin.
Wow.
So,
you got reconnected through our webinar.
Yeah, through your webinar, man. You got to tell Tom that's who it was. But listen, if you haven't saved enough, Kristen Bedard, listen to this. She's a friend of mine. I love Kristen Bedard. She is amazing. She's in Minnesota. I still haven't figured it out. She lives in the land of ice and snow. She's right out of a Led Zeppelin song, right? Totally out of like Immigrant Song, if you guys like Zeppelin, or what's a good one? How about not House of the Holy? Anyway, out of a good Zeppelin lyric, right? She lives up there. She's got 2 kids in college. So I've got one in college at private school. And I'm doing all right. I'm making a decent income. I'm paying for it, right? Get this. My son is about to start college. He's in 11th grade, Kristen, next year. I feel you. College is expensive. Make sure they know what their ROI is going to be and that they're doing something that's going to pay back, because I have an MBA, but it's not worth it for everybody, right? So,
you know what, though, Brian, I feel like the biggest return on your investment that you can get right now, at least it's been this way for me, is the self-education that I've put myself through in the last few years. I've learned everything that I've learned in 3 years, right? Like, I got into digital marketing 3 years ago. I didn't know anything. My brother bought me my first book on HTML. He mailed
your Hawaii brother or Denver brother?
My Denver brother.
Denver, okay.
Yeah. I'm like, hey man, I think I'm gonna build a website for my boss, because he's in the Air Force, right? He's got a degree in cyber warfare. And he's like, he mails me this book on HTML 3 years ago.
And now you're fixing Porsches right now, right? Back then?
Yeah.
Or no? Ferrari?
I'm working on cars. Yep.
Okay.
And he mails me that book, and I build the website for my boss. And I'm like, there are so many people that need this, that need a website. I could probably do this. And at the time, I didn't buy any courses. I didn't buy any products. I didn't know any of that stuff. You can check your list. I'm not on it 100%. But Tom was. I'm going to show you hey, how much you guys want to know that did Tom refund or not? I'm going to have to check that, Nick. Tom was, Nick wasn't. And anyway.
No, you were not. You were not.
I just think that's funny. But anyway, so I reached out to somebody in my phone that I knew was a business owner, that I knew I was looking at my phone for business owners specifically, because that's where I figured out I could probably build websites for, and they would pay me. The first place I looked was through my phone, and I saw my friend who owned a bike shop. He just started a bike shop and he had no website. That gave me my next client, right? Before I knew it, he referred me to my next person that needed a website. So I started building these little websites, and man, that's how my agency started. But what I started to do after that was learn how to do things that would put more revenue into my business. Obviously, recurring services was the next logical step for me, right? Adding in recurring income to my business was going to keep me afloat until I could quit my job. And so that's exactly what I started doing. I put myself through this, self-education, we can call it. And that has given me the biggest return on investment ever, because I can tell you right now, like, I have learned to go out and find $1,000 a month client. I can go do that. I can go do that tomorrow. And that will, like, if you don't have a retirement, you don't have, whatever savings, all that stuff. If you learn how to do that skill, that will save you. That will 100% save you. And everybody can do that. I can guarantee you that. If I can do it, if I can find a way to get a recurring service to a business owner or solve a problem for somebody, because that's really what it is. It's solving a problem for a business owner. Any of you can. So, whether you have Lead Factory or not, or you're thinking about buying or whatever, just know that if you're looking to kind of make a change for yourself, that self-education that I was able to put myself through, Brian, when he quit his job, Tom as well, like that is like the defining moment of change for all of us, for every one of us. And, I mean, you can very quickly get to, like, if you were to put money in a retirement account and get 8 to 10% or whatever on just a traditional market, I mean, and you could make so much higher of a return just on yourself by taking time and investing in learning something like we're talking about today.
You know what? Hey, all right, one more thing. So I couldn't agree more with what Nick just said about investing in yourself. But I was talking to these internet marketers who are making a ton of money, right, the other day. These guys are making like gobs of money. And I told them, I said, look, it goes up, it comes down, right? It ebbs and flows. And I said, if you're not saving, and when you save, I don't want to hear you're saving all your money in Bitcoin, for God's sake. Save. I've got whole life policies, multiple $1 million of whole life policy. And somebody was making fun of me the other day. And I said, you know what? I've got risk. I've got a lot of risk in my portfolio, but I didn't have a lot of stability. Think about it. You got to bet on yourself, like Nick said, but when you do save and you do things, don't just be a riverboat gambler. Don't just bet on every crazy, put all your money in Bitcoin, Litecoin, and these altcoins, right? I did a little bit of that, but I put like a fraction of a percent of my savings in it. It's some I made money and some I lost. You got to diversify. Don't get caught riding a trend when the trend ends and you get crushed out. So, Nick, if you had to start over, if you had no list, you had no money, and you were never going to do affiliate marketing and making products, you were only doing your agency, would you do one-time revenue or recurring at this point in your career, like knowing what you know now?
Oh, I would 100% just go online, free source, Google, and I would find a business and just build a list. I'd build a list of things that they need and I could help them with, whether that's one time or recurring, it doesn't matter. I would just build that list and I would outreach. I would prospect to that person. And that would be the fastest way. I mean, obviously I want the recurring, but I'm going to build that needs list and I'm just going to send it out. And it's going to be some highly targeted prospecting method. And I guarantee you I'm going to get customers. I guarantee you.
I'm trying to find one. I did this live the other day, Nick, and now, of course, I can't remember what it was. Frank, you remember when we were doing that roofing discussion on a training call and we looked at that roofing? It was in Baltimore is where it was. There's this website. What if all you did is just go online, right? Nick, if all you did is go online and go after a certain business, right? A certain type of business, right? And you just made a list, like you said. You looked at their website. You know, maybe it wasn't loading. Maybe they were ranked 4th and you needed to be in the top 3 to get the maps business. Mm-hmm. You think you could easily, you don't need any software, any other stuff, right? But do you think you could easily maybe get $1,000 here, $1,000 there just by super targeted, right? Going after these guys. You could do this. Absolutely. You don't need anything at all to do this. You can be successful. Now I cannot remember the website. It was Frank. It was crazy. Oh, thanks, Frank. Guys, imagine this. Thanks, Frank. See this, and you're brand new, right? You're
Frank with the recall, the memory recall,
right? Is it? I think it was in Balt. Let me find it because I want to show you this because Frank and I are on a call, and yeah, here it is. Do you think, okay, Nick, I'm going to grab the screen. Tell me what you would sell these guys right now. What would you do right now on this? This is real. This is from a call Frank and I were on the other day. Do you see it, Nick? It's a website. I think you would call it a website.
Oh, man.
What about this?
Wow.
Do you think they need help?
Yeah. Yes, they absolutely 100% need help.
What are we gonna sell them? What are we going to sell them, you guys, right now? What are we going to sell them?
I mean, they need a website for sure. For sure.
3,500 next. All right, what else?
We are going to, let's see, 100%. What's that offer there? Any roofing job.
It's hard to read because it's.
I can't even read it. What are they selling, though? Roofing?
Roofing and roofing repair.
They need traffic. They need to fix this website, number 1. Number 2, they need some traffic. They're going to need more customers. They have one thing that I see right away is like they obviously care because they have some sort of an offer there, like they have a coupon or a discount.
Yep.
But I think they're doing a horrible job of letting people know about that. And if they're doing that on their website, then I'd be willing to bet they're doing a horrible job about putting it out there on other channels through whatever, email, their existing list, social, whatever. So because they care, I would probably tug on those heartstrings a little bit and say, hey, why are you guys, why do you have a crappy website? But two, you're not doing a very good job about putting this marketing offer out there. We can do that for you.
It's crazy. It's totally crazy. We did a call. I don't remember where it was, but we did a call a week or so ago, and there were tons of these sites like this. Tons of them. We found like 8 or 10 in different member cities live on the call in about 15 minutes, straight up, complete craziness. It was crazy. They had no Facebook. Or what if you're a roofer? Imagine this one. And you're in the map and there's 3 of you and one guy has 400 or 500 reviews. Another guy has 300 or 400 reviews and you have 6 reviews. Do you think it might benefit you to get a few more reviews? Do you think?
The social proof. I mean, in today's age of technology, everybody's using their phone. Everybody's using their website. Like you need that social proof, and that social proof is a huge selling point. I mean, it's credibility, right? Credibility when you have no reviews, it hurts. It hurts you.
And that website we just looked at, there was no address, there was no NAP, no. They had the name. I guarantee their citations are either non-existent or done wrong. It's a debacle, that website. And it's funny, you guys. One of the guys on the call, Frank, already has a meeting with them. And you know why? We did a call and we did prospecting on the call. It's easy. Any of you can do this. You guys are smart. Google some business type you want. And if you have Lead Factory, right, take the messages from in Lead Factory and just send it to them. And if you don't know how to find the email, well, we show you in the course. You don't have to buy anything else. It's easy.
Did Frank really? Frank, did you really prospect to that roofer?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did, Nick.
Got an appointment with him?
Totally did. And Frank, I believe, told me they used the F word about 5 times in the conversation, by the way. I believe that's what he said.
Frank did, or the business owner did?
No, the business owner. Frank said in Baltimore, it's normal, so it's all good.
Yeah. That's funny. Hey, you guys, that type of strategy, you guys, should we include some of that in our strategy session on Tuesday? Is that kind of some information you guys want to know how we're pulling on some of these business owners' heartstrings, how we're outreaching, how we're messaging to them? Let me know in the comments. Brian, I think what we should do is just kind of put together some kind of a really tailored strategy for everybody that's interested in showing up on Tuesday. Something that we can use to
look at Frank. This guy was dropping the F-bomb in multiple ways: verbs, adverbs, adjectives, nouns.
Frank, Shashan, make sure you get Frank's email. Send him a prize.
Yeah, send him something. It really is a versatile word, Cameron, right? Well, I had no idea, you guys.
Frank, just the fact that you prospected to that guy right off the call and you got an appointment with him, I love that.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. And you know what? Straight up, a few other ones on the call did, but Frank definitely led the way, and they followed his lead. Well, look, I'm supposed to go back outside, you guys. Let me see.
He's hiding out. It's so funny.
I'm hiding in the basement right now. I got all this stuff I'm supposed to do. Maybe it'll happen, but I do got to go in a minute. But listen, for anybody here, this is a good place to be. It's $20-something. It's less than $30. Let's just say that. It's $27, $28. And I want to outsource, Roger. I outsource almost everything, and somehow I got rooked on this one. Let me tell you. So awesome. Yeah, James, I can't respond in here. I'll give it to Nick, and Nick can shoot it over to you. If you're near Atlanta, I mean, it's full, and I'm saving one. There's one or two spots for sure, not scarcity or anything, and definitely Frank. But if anybody's super, super close and wants to come, totally cool. Let Nick know, and I'll shoot him the link. But I don't know. Hey, I guess you know what, Nick, if you guys, if you don't pick this up, I hope it's because you already have at least 10,000 a month in revenue. And if you do, you don't have to, but actually you should, because it might give you another way to expand. No, I have 2 landscaping teams that come to my house, Mike. It's so funny. My wife's like, let's save $300 and you and David, my 17-year-old, can go dig all this up. And I'm like, let's spend $300 and keep the economy strong. That's what I said to that.
It's funny though, because sometimes I've called Brian multiple times, and he's like, "I'm just hiding out. I'm hiding out in the basement right now. They're doing."
I'm hiding in the basement right now. I'm not even kidding. So, hey, for everybody here, if you're married, remember Nick's engaged. He doesn't understand yet, and I get it. Sloan's super cool, whatever. Right now, you give it about 10 years, and you'll be out digging in your yard, and you'll be out doing some sod or doing some gardening, and you could go buy it, but shoot, she wants to do it together, man. So I can't wait to see. I want a picture when it happens. I know it will happen.
Family project.
Thank you, Jacqueline and Ken. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thanks, Brian, for hanging out with us. Everybody else, thanks for hanging out with us. We've been on here 2 hours. That's amazing. I mean, you guys have made this a lot of fun. Tons of engagement, interaction. Lead Factory right now, lowest price you can get it. Goes up to $197 on Monday. And on Tuesday, we talked about it a little bit. We have some strategy session that we're going to talk about a little deeper, a little more deep dive, some of the things we've already discussed on the call today. Thank you for giving us some insight as to what we should kind of add to that call and tailor around to your specific needs. I think you guys will find a lot of it very informative. Obviously, Brian, he doesn't do a lot of those, so he's going to join us, and we're super stoked. I look forward to that for sure, because I always learn a lot, like I said. So thanks for hanging out, Brian.
No, thanks, Nick. See you guys. I'm about to go into the backyard, and time to get back at it. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you Tuesday. Bye, you guys. See you, Nick. Tell Tom hey.
Okay.